Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Sorry about the delay there. We were running into some data issues. For some reason, my EdgeProX wasn't connecting to Rithmic. Apologies for the wait there. Can some people confirm that they can hear me? Okay, just shoot that in the chat. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So today I will just start the presentation now. So let's move forward. So as you guys know, derivatives trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. The agenda today is I'll be going over the intro to EdgeProX. For those that don't know it, I'll go over the intro to EdgeClear. Today we'll be going over the advanced DOM, saving your analysis, and then a quick Q&A. What is EdgeProX? EdgeProX is an all-in-one solution for active traders. It has MBO capabilities, volume profile, and TPOs, native order flow tools, fully functional with 300 different studies and indicators. There is indicator layering, native to Windows, macOS, and Linux. Runs on Rithmic, CQG, or IQFeed. And it has all these features available for the low price of $34.99 a month. What does EdgeProX offer? So it comes fully functional with a heat map, volume imprint, volume profile, TPO, and market profile, advanced DOM, simulated trading, replay mode, cross-instrument trading, cloud levels, EdgePro line, OHLC lines, time and sales, and then over 300 plus indicators and studies. What is EdgeClear? EdgeClear is an independent futures brokerage created by traders for traders. Award-winning team, multiple clearing relationships, experienced team and founder, Futures Trader 71, continuously innovating and building. We are trader inspired. So what we'll do is we'll go over the advanced DOM. I'm gonna try and connect one last time to my data, and if it doesn't work, I'll just funnel in questions from you guys because I can't show my EdgeProX. So I'm gonna try this one last time and see if it works. And it doesn't look like it is working. Wow.
Hey guys, it's Max here. As Giancarlo mentioned, we're having some technical difficulties with Rithmic's demo account. However, I was able to get separate data enabled. Unfortunately, it's just not the same data we're used to. So we'll and a little bit more tough to kind of see, but at least it's something that we can kind of walk everyone through. So Giancarlo, how about I do this? How about I share my screen? So
yep.
unshare it.
All right, go ahead.
Cool, and then I will take control, and you can kind of walk me through. Let me do this. Sorry, everyone. It's just running to never. You always have one of these days where it just doesn't seem to want to work with us. Okay. Does everyone see my screen? Cool. Gee, do you see it?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. So then let's kind of go through as much as we can with this data. Unfortunately, we're going to go over the advanced DOM, but this data does not have MBO capabilities.
Right.
So going over the advanced DOM might be a little bit difficult. We'll do this again next week.
Yeah, that's better.
In terms of the, does it look good out there for everybody? Sorry to keep doing this, but it looks a little blurry on my end, and I just want to make sure it's not.
Yeah, no, it looks okay.
Cool, perfect. Yeah. So anyways, Gene, you want to kind of just go over a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, I can just skip the advanced down like you said. I'll run to the next topic today anyways, because you don't need MBO data to do the next topic, which is just saving your analysis. So basically, when you go to a chart, and if you were to start adding studies or changing the bar theme and whatnot, if you want to pull that same studies and bars back up onto another chart uh, with ease, you can do that by saving that analysis. So if you want to add, maybe change the bar type to like a Heikin-Ashi or something like that, which can be done at the top by the zoom. So go to the right, all the way to right there.
Right
Yeah.
here. Yep.
Yeah, just change it to like anything other
How
than
about
the
we
one it
change
has.
it to, let's do open eye, low close. How's that?
Cool. Yeah, that works. And then maybe just add a random study so that you can see that it'll be able to
Cool.
save
Now,
that
keep in
study.
mind, random study, you can just go to format or study, all studies there, or you can just go in here, hit Control T, and it
Yep.
pops up. So what would you want to add? Just add a
Let's
random?
do, yeah, just anyone, just to show that
Command?
it'll save down that analysis pretty
Cool.
easily.
Cool.
So cool. Now we have our
The
chart that
Bollinger
we
Bands.
put, yeah, we put time into making this chart. Now, what you can do is you can go to File,
Okay.
Chart, and then Save As.
Okay.
And then Save Analysis. So type in, whichever you would like to save this as so you can remember it for later. And then just hit Save.
I'll just do max. Save.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Now, when you want to bring up this exact same study, so at the top, click the plus button, go to chart, and do it on
You?
yeah, cool. And then wait, oh, that's okay.
Okay.
So you can go to, this is good too, because you can go to File,
Okay. File.
Chart,
Okay.
and then you can go to Manage Analysis,
Okay.
and then, oh, I guess yours is not there for some reason.
Do you think it's possibly is it focused on the ES? So if I go in here and do chart, let's just do the ES.
And then uncheck that other one. So right there, to uncheck that,
There's
and then,
max.
yep. So then it'll bring it up again, and then that's how it would have been brought up for the NQ as well. So when you bring it up, that's how you would have to do that.
Interesting. Okay. Cool. So basically what this is doing, correct me if I'm wrong here, this is saving a layout essentially and opening the layout in a different chart. So you don't
Yeah,
have to recreate what you're doing. You're just opening up the layout in a new chart.
correct. And just so everybody does know, it saves the studies, the bar type, but it doesn't save the instrument, and it won't save the time interval that you were focused on. So you would need to change to a 5 minute, a 20 minute, or whatnot, and then you would also have to change the instrument, which when you're adding the new chart, like how Max was doing at the top, you can select those before you hit create. So that
Gotcha.
can all be done that way.
Okay.
And then what we can do too is we can just go to the questions that we had prepared for the webinar. So somebody said, what study parameters can I or should I be adjusting when I open up studies? So, I know that EdgeProX has a lot of different settings within certain studies. So a good example is even the volume imprint. So if you go to the setting for the volume imprint at the top for that study,
Cool. Right here,
yeah,
right?
that one, correct. So, and then go to all settings.
Okay.
Can be quite overwhelming for like, somebody who just opens this up and doesn't know what to change. For most of the studies that we have, there isn't much that needs to be adjusted. The most that I would adjust for this would be the imprint count, which is how far back it shows your volume imprints for, and then adding in imbalances. So and then the colors, obviously, which can be showed in display. But most of the other stuff is more of advanced features, which can be adjusted if you know what it is, but is not necessary. It's more of an advanced feature that if you know the indicator well, you can use them.
Got it.
So that's what I would say. And then this comes with most of the studies that we have within EdgeProX come with this kind of in-depth, advanced, capability to change a lot of different stuff, but isn't necessary for the indicator to work properly, and it's something that should be changed if usable. Most of it won't be, not won't be, but if you don't know how to use it, then there wouldn't be a point in enabling it.
Cool. Good to know.
So the other thing that I wanted to bring up was for replay mode. So if you add replay mode to the chart, which is at the top, it's right next to the time and sales. So you see the little dollar bill to the left.
Right here.
One more. No, one more.
Oh, one more. It's almost like looks like a replay little button right there, huh?
Yeah.
Click on that. All right.
Cool. And so a question that I was asked was, can you speed up at the rate at which the replay mode moves forward or backwards? Let's say if you go to the replay mode settings, which is in the bottom right corner, yeah, you can change the speed factor, which is right there. Yeah. So if so what you just did is you hit the real delay and you increase it or decrease it. It'll go quicker or slower. So you can have it go by 2x or 3x or however fast you'd like it to go. And this is also where you can change the cash balance and change the name of the account, and all of that is where this can be changed. But that was another question that I got asked, and I thought I would just point it out because that is something that can be changed.
Cool.
So we got a couple questions. Is cumulative delta the sales at bid versus sales at ask? Or is it using something else to determine cumulative delta? I'm actually,
good question. I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the sales at bid versus sales at ask. I'm not 100% sure, but I can look into that and email you after the webinar once I look into that and get more information on that. That would be the best way to go about that. I don't want to give you the wrong information. The next question was, my volume profile is set to midnight, not instrument trading hours. So are you trying to set that to be like regular trading hours versus extended trading hours? Could the person that asked that question elaborate on that?
Yeah, you could do both, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good question. Actually, that was one of the questions that I was supposed to cover today anyways. So you can do both. In a lot of the indicators we have, you can see that. So if you pull up, yeah, that's good. So if
you can actually do it right there, yeah.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you can do it right there as well. But right here, you can check off regular trading data only, and that'll update the profile to only show RTH. And then when Max unchecks it, it does, obviously, it only shows it.
Actually tell.
Yeah. So that's how you would do that. And the other cool thing is in EdgeProX, you can layer indicators on top of each other. So for example, you can go and layer OHLC lines and have regular trading hours and extended trading hours show at the same time. So let's Max pull up two OHLC line in studies. So just go to like yeah, cool, all studies, and then pull up an OHLC line, and then add that, and then add it as extended session. So you can just add that as is.
Okay, extended session.
Yeah, so add that, and then if you were to add another OHLC line, it'll just add the same thing, but you can configure it to show regular trading hours, so you can see them both at the same time. So then if you change that to regular trading session, this is something that then they layer on top of each other, and you can see the extended versus the regular, which is something that somebody was asking prior to the webinar, and I thought I would point that out as well. just for everybody to
Can
see.
you set a volume profile at a specific time? Like, let's say I only want the profile from 7 a.m. on, or 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's something you could do?
I'm not sure if you can do it in the studies, but you can do it. So if you go to the side, you can draw your volume and profiles from the time that you want to have it be set from. So if you want it at 7
a.m.
a.m., yeah, exactly. You can draw it from 7 a.m. to, yeah,
That's
exactly.
a little bit more. So you can kind of drag it too. So let's make it 7 a.m. So there it is. And then
Yeah.
you can pull it out like this all the way to the end, and that would be the 7 a.m. on to current price right now volume profile.
Yeah, that's how I would do that. I do not believe you can set the you can set that in the study itself, but that's how I would have done it in the past. And then you can just copy and paste it if you're doing a repeat, or if you want to use different time intervals or whatnot. And then another question that I had was floating windows, and also just real quickly, do you want to show people how to link the chart to the DOM, which can be done
Yeah,
at
so like let's say you have this. See how it's kind of down, or let's say this is all the way over here, and a lot of the time people use it for the heat map. Heat map, unfortunately, this data does not have MBO, so you're not seeing the full details of that. Unfortunately, come back next week and we'll have this all figured out. But you can kind of go down here, click this little button up here, and boom, that links it to your chart. As you can see, it's a little bit weird when it comes to charts like this. I think it's pretty useful for an order flow chart. But if you want to uncheck, here it is. But for example, a heat map, we can kind of do it here, hold it. As you can see, if it should follow this DOM as prices move.
right.
So I think it's useful for just personally for a heat map, not necessarily for something like this. But you could, just looks a little different. You can maybe bring this down to a 2-minute chart, and kind of looks a little bit better. But
Yeah, that was something that I was asked, so I just wanted to make sure that we threw that in there. The other thing was floating windows. You don't have to have just everything be as is. You can have floating windows, which can be done by selecting the arrow at near the DOM. You can have that arrow. Yep, right there. If you select that, it'll create a floating window, which, yep, there you go. And you can move
same
this.
window too, huh? Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be the exact same window that you have, and you can basically move this. If somebody who uses multiple monitors, you can have basically different charts on different monitors, and you're not constricted to the amount of windows as well. So that's just something
And
else.
there's one question. Just can you show the steps for variable time volume profiles again? Absolutely. So let's say you wanted one from 7. I can get this. It's a little bit difficult. It's a 2-minute chart, but let's go to a 15-minute chart. You want it from 7 a.m. right here. Well, there's a little tool right here, just building your own volume profiling. You can kind of go over here. We could enable crosshairs, but for speed's sake, kind of just draw it from here. There it is. And let's say you're not at the 7 a.m. You missed it. You can just move it over. Move it here. Move it here. There it is on that bar, 7 a.m. And let's say you want it even further out. Hold it here. You want it only for the first hour, which would be right here. There, it's the volume profile, and then you can zoom in and see what it's doing. There's all the numbers and everything in there.
Yep.
And you can just drag it right back out.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great feature, I feel like. So how do I get off? Okay, so if you're using the profile and you want to change it from like ETH to RTH, so add a daily profile, a daily volume profile, Max. I think that's what they're asking regarding. I think that'll be easier if we show with that.
Okay. You want to walk me through it just so everyone knows?
Yeah, so Control T to get
Mm-hmm.
to the all studies.
Yep.
And then if you go to daily, just type in daily volume and it's, yeah, right there. Add that, and before you hit create,
Mm-hmm.
um, let me
I'm gonna
see.
change this color just so people can see it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
change it to light green.
that's cool. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. So okay, so then show historical volume profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you create it, what we'll do is we'll check. So now that'll be created there on the side, like like everybody can see,
Mm-hmm.
with that nice bright green. So then
Mm-hmm.
go to the setting
Okay.
at the top, not for the volume profile, but for like just the all settings.
All
So
settings.
so configure. That's a
Mm-hmm.
good way to go. Configure.
Oops. What the heck? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Configure.
Preferences. Up one more. Yeah, there
Cool.
you go.
Okay.
And then the way that you can switch between trading hours or ETH and RTH would be um, if you go to trading hours, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's either here. You know what? I think there's an easier way to do this. You can just X out of this,
Okay.
right click on your chart,
Okay.
show extended data. That's the easier way to do that. So now you're only showing like regular trading hours. So for that person, if you were trying to get off of extended trading hours, all you would have to do is right click on your chart and then um, click that show extended and make sure that's not checked for regular trading and checked for extended trading hours.
Cool. There's a question. How do I get it off midnight? There might be for that specific person, there might be some setting that we are just not familiar that maybe you set it up as. That shouldn't be the case where your volume profiling starts at midnight. So so if you could send us an email of just like your settings for the trading hour settings, which remember it's configure preferences trading hours, and your settings for the actual history volume imprint or volume profile, whichever one you have on, that would be great. It shouldn't be that case, so maybe there was some setting that it starts at midnight. I'm not 100% sure, but we got your name and number. We could definitely reach out to you and do some
Yeah.
deep dive into what's going on.
Yeah, and that could be because of the regular trading hours versus the extended, because most of the time the extended trading hours resets at midnight. So whenever you have extended trading hours checked, it usually resets around midnight, depending on the trading hours configured too.
Gotcha. Cool. So yeah, this is the platform. Like I said, we're having some technical difficulties with data. Life's never easy. So what can you say? I mean, we'll get better at this. We tried multiple different demos, and I don't know why it just wasn't working, but today it just didn't like us. So, what else? Do you want to kind of share anything else while we kind of go through all this, or do you want me to
If
pass it
any,
on to you?
yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions, just shoot them in the chat while I can think of a couple other things that I can show. So I know one question. Let me think of something that I often get asked. So for example, something else that I think is a good feature to show in here would be going to the TPOs and showing how you can align the letters. I feel like that's something that, and also stacking the TPOs. So just one real quick thing that Max can show is if he right clicks on the TPO, or right click on
Align
it
letters,
again.
right?
Yeah, there. Well, that's one way to do it, and you can also merge with the previous profile. That's what I was
I'll
looking
merge with the
for.
previous profile. Yeah, so you can kind of go in here. This whole profile will then merge with this one. So boom,
Correct.
there's
Yeah, and then it'll
129,
stack in. Yeah.
2 days. Undo merge, then you can too.
Yep.
You can align the letters, so it's more of a like a TPO type chart. And as you zoom in and
Yeah, you can see the letters there. That's another cool thing to show.
zoom out.
one of the questions was how to delete a drawing tool. So if you just throw any drawing tool on the
Like just
chart,
throw a line.
sure.
Cool.
So then click off of it, and
Hmm.
then so if you have this drawing tool there, you can then click on it, and then just push the delete button on your keyboard,
There you go. Yeah.
and then it goes away.
Cool. Cool.
So then another cool thing in EdgeProX is if you go to the account info tab, you can just click on it there. We have a trade report tab, which then if you wanted to run some quick statistics in there, we have that, and you can just generate a quick report, and it'll show you some small statistics, nothing too major. We have another platform or software that runs more advanced statistics than the one in EdgeProX, but that's just something else that I like to show as well, is this account info tab. This will show, you can generate a report in the bottom right half of that corner, and then it'll show open positions, closed positions. This is kind of like the hub of where you can find your trades, and also just like details on your trades, and get just moderate statistics on those trades as well. That was one thing that another thing I like to show. Something that got brought up earlier today was in the DOM, you can show your P&L in the DOM, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you go to the top, Max, and hit that plus button, it's right to the bottom right of the volume.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Sorry, it's hard to
Yeah.
without a mouse. Yes, yep. And then if you were to place a trade, it'll show your P&L across that entire size, so it'll show your profits and losses at each level, which is something that's pretty interesting.
And that's the EdgePro line right there, by the way.
Yep. At
As
work.
you can see, it moves as you kind of shows your theoretical break-even point. A little bit hard to see right now. I'm on a 30-minute chart for one. Bring it in, and my chart's not the greatest right now. As you can see, it's kind of moving. It's what it should do is takes in consideration your profit or losses on a trade, and provides as a line a theoretical break-even point that you can use to hopefully base your stops off of. Little things like that. Cool. Well,
Yeah.
let me pass this over to you so you can kind of throw up that
Yeah.
the last slide. I'm going to make you a presenter. All right. Yep. All right. You're now the presenter.
Cool. Let me get my screen up. All right. So this was the questions I was reading off, and so then if you guys have any questions or need any more support, you can email us at support.edgeclear.com. Or you can go to
switch your slide.
Oh, it didn't switch. My bad.
No worries.
Is it not switching on the screen?
No.
All right. Let's try it again.
Could just be me. There we go.
There we go. All right. So if you have any questions, we do have our knowledge base article at support.edgeclear.com. We also have videos there that you guys can just watch, and they're pretty basic videos. The knowledge base articles are also just for like basic questions that you can go there and look those up. You can email us with questions that you have at edgeprox@edgeclear.com. We do have a live chat on our website, and then you can also call in if there's any questions, and there's the number there.
Cool.
And that's,
yeah, and we like I said, we do this every Wednesday. This is the first time we've ever had an issue with the data, but hopefully next week we do not run into that. Again, there's a very detailed walkthrough that goes through a ton of information on the walkthrough page where you signed up on. It's right below. Also, our YouTube page, these get uploaded to YouTube as well. The recordings too. So follow us on YouTube, and there's a ton on there already. But we'll keep doing this, and hopefully we don't run into any more trouble moving forward.
For the next week webinar, if anybody is going to plan on rejoining, you guys can submit questions prior to the webinar. That's something that I'm not sure if anybody knew that you can do, but you can definitely submit your questions prior to the webinar, which will help me do some digging into the questions that you may have. If the questions are something like pretty detailed, it'll allow me the time to kind of prep for that.
Yeah, it actually helps. It'll help us and it'll help you, because you can also, if you have just specific questions and you can't attend, throw them in there and then watch the recording later, and we'll try to get those answered.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, everyone, thanks for joining the G and Max show. And if we didn't answer any questions, I know there's still some coming in. We do gotta end it, but we have your questions, and Giancarlo will kind of get through that with you on the side.
Yeah.
So talk soon, everyone.
Have a good one. Thanks for showing up.
Bye.